wanted to make another video and just talk about patience with trading. Patience with trading is the biggest thing that I have focused on and seen even just like a little bit of success with. Right now, as of still from my last video, I'm still at that same stage where I have, five or $600 like in my accounts, and I've been super patient. I haven't taken like I mean that was last week at some point, I don't remember, but I I took three trades last week. I won two of them and I lost one, so I ended up net 500 on each count or whatever. And this week it's Monday, it's Labor Day, it's bank holiday. I know a lot of people don't like to trade those bank holidays, so I figured I'd get on, and I would really need the market to convince me to get into a trade. It would need to show me something that I absolutely loved. So I marked out my bias. I said, all right, well, I would really want it to go here, show me an S&T, and then, flip, inversion. That's probably what I'd go in on. So just making like these conditions for myself from saying like, I'm playing it out in my head before it even plays out, because I don't want to be stuck in like that purgatory in a way where you're like, well, I don't know if I would normally like this, and the pressure's building up because like this quote unquote entry is about to like present itself, and I don't even know if it's good or not. All I know is it is an entry. I don't know how to rate it because there's so much pressure online right now. So to like help combat that, I just I feel like a lot of profitable traders talk about this. They just talk about have conditions set for yourself in the sense of like make the entry in your head before you see it on the chart. That way, if you see anything else that you're like, nope, like I still need to see this one thing. And then that way, when you do see it, you don't hesitate. You don't, you just don't hesitate. And that practicing of that patience has helped me so much. I stopped trying to take a trade every single day. That's kind of where that's kind of where I had it wrong. Taking a trade every single day, that is not correct. I probably take 2 or 3 trades a week now, which is so foreign to me because I used to take a trade every day because I wanted to maximize how much I could grow. Oh, well, I'll just like quote unquote like forward test it in a way. Oh, I'll just take this trade, and then if it loses, like whatever, like I learned from it, but at least I took a trade. Like that's when you're trading an account. If you're trading like an XFA, that's not a good idea. Forward testing should just be put the long or short tool and just like let it play out. That should also test your patience as well, seeing like, oh shoot, I could have won money there, but I didn't because I still didn't trust it. Just like building that patience. I think it's super important to be trading on XFAs or just like, funded accounts after the eval phase, so where you could actually make money. I think that's such an important part of psychology because it's a whole new ball game of psychology. From paper trading to now you're trading evals. Well, that means something to you now. Once you pass a bunch of evals, that doesn't mean so much. So you start to full port them really. And then you get to the XFA where you could actually start making money. And then that's a new level of psychology. The psychology where you can actually make money now. So that's like the top tier psychology, at least for me. Obviously there's a bunch of like regulations and rules on like how much money you can even take out in the first place, but that's not the point. The point is you can still make a lot of money, especially if you're copy trading a bunch of accounts. So patience is the biggest thing that I've learned. Patience. Now I know I am on the brink, the cusp of like consistent profitability. Just waking up and having the patience, knowing that I want to see this, and usually what I want to see is correct. And just knowing that helps my psychology as well. You still have to practice that patience because sometimes that can get to you as well. Thinking just, I'm usually correct, but I can't profit off me being correct, which I want to be able to. But your time will come. Your time will come. The timing and you knowing how the market moves and where it's going and how it's going to get there, your time will come. You just need to stay patient. There's tons of times, like even today, I saw the market do exactly what I wanted it to do, but I didn't get the SMT like I wanted to see. As more importantly, I didn't really get an entry. I trade, ICTs, so I wanted an inverse and I didn't get one. Even though it hit my exact draw, I saw the exact V shape out of it and it hit my exact, draw and liquidity for the day. I still didn't see any entry, so I kind of just watched the market do exactly what I wanted it to do without profiting off of it. And that's okay because I live to trade another day tomorrow, and I just showed myself that one, I was correct on my idea, but more importantly, that I'm not going to FOMO into trades. I say that's one of my daily affirmations. I don't FOMO into trades. I'm a consistently profitable trader. There's a couple of them that I do. But those are just a couple of them, and just say them repeatedly over to myself. Just right in the morning time, I wake up, maybe make breakfast or make a coffee, and that's what I say to myself out loud. I think, with patience, also, patience and ego seem to be pretty related in a way, because when your ego is high with trading, you think you don't need to have the patience because you think you are just better. You think you're so good. You think, I don't need to follow the process. I don't need to submit to the process because maybe I just don't think it's for me. I'm different. I'm just a little bit different or whatever. Like the patience thing, like I'll be able to figure it out like faster because I normally just can't do that. I'm a guy who figures out stuff, learns stuff really fast. And I guess I didn't realize I had an ego thing going into trading, but I totally did. And once you just fully submit to the process and just like, you know what? I do need to journal my trades. I do need to accept that I've been doing this for 2-3 years and it could take another 2-3 years, and that's okay. So I need to find other things in my life that I can focus on so I can do this as a hobby consistently every day, but as more of a hobby. Like so I don't focus on, oh shit, like I'm trying to make money on this, like this week, this month's going to be my month. I'm just going to come into the market and I'm going to trade in a fashion where I'm going to build good, reliable habits. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on good habits. So now when I take a trade, I don't think about my P&L. I don't think about how it's going to affect my payout. I don't think about any of that shit. And I used to subconsciously, but the more you try not to, the more you actually don't. And that it really helps me. It helps me not hesitate. It feels like I'm kind of paper trading in a way. Without even making any money, I feel like I'm kind of paper trading. I mean, yes, some emotions are still there, but I don't hesitate. I think, oh shit, well, I haven't made any money yet, so fucking, what's the worst that could happen? It's not like I'm losing money. I mean, I am, just through evals and stuff, but like, you know what I mean. So that's kind of like my mentality going into the trades now. So once you put all that stuff away, all that ego stuff, you start journaling, you start daily affirmations, start writing it down, saying it out loud. You start studying, just everything you can. Everything you thought was so stupid and you thought that you maybe didn't need to do, you just got to do it. I thought that stuff was so stupid, but I became so, I wouldn't say desperate, but I just wanted it so bad, where I thought I would do anything. I'd do anything. I'll say affirmations out loud, whatever. I'll start writing it down. I will start, having more patience. I'll start whatever I might need to do. I'll start doing it just because I've been doing this for so long, and I'll try anything at this point that, other traders are saying are good, like journaling and like those other things. And you know what? And now that I'm here, I'm trying to think like it's less about like the acts of actually doing them than just like submitting. Like I feel myself like, shoot, like this is going to take more time than I thought, and that's okay. And in the process of doing that, now I'm having more patience because I'm realizing it's going to take longer. So now I don't feel that pressure when I enter. Now I don't feel any pressure at all. So, and that in return just helps my trading in general. There are so many levels of psychology that you have to go through, and you just have to go through it. and that sucks. And so that's why it takes, so long for someone to become profitable. Generally 2 to 4 years or something like that is when people usually turn profitable. 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah, there are so many levels of psychology that you have to go through. Start over once you get to that next level. And it's just one of those things you just can't teach. That's why I really kind of like trading on XFAs or fundeds almost all the time. I mean, especially at this point in my trading career, like I have to. It'd be stupid not to. But even when you're learning, so you can try to like get a head start in a way of like basically graduate from paper trading to evals as fast as you can, in a way. Obviously, you don't want to rush it because you don't want to waste your money if you genuinely don't even know what you're doing. You want to get a good grasp on your strategy and entry model. But as soon as you do, I would hop into evals. I would only trade one. I wouldn't bother copy trading at all, just so you can finally like feel those emotions, and just keep feeling them, feeling and feeling them every single day for years until they just fade, because they do. Eventually, they just fade, like I've been saying. And that is when they finally fade, or when they start to fade, and you start not letting them dictate your actions, is when you become profitable. Or at least that's what I've seen, and that's where I'm at right now. So that's basically just patience is everything when it comes to this. So yeah. Thanks, guys.